So there's an old expression I've been fond of for some time. One man's trash is another man's treasure. I chat regularly with a lot of the other guys who, buy saber parts, cut them up, sand them, strip them, drill them, and do all sorts of strange things to them, and then end up with, new and unique lightsabers. One of my buddies, Sen, and I were chatting about some of the builds I was working on and the katana one that I'm still stuck on getting back to. And I mentioned I was thinking about selling off a few of my hilts. And he called dibs on one of the ones I was considering selling. And I said, well, what you got? He said, well, how much you want? I said, you got leftovers from your builds? Because he pumps out like 12 sabers for every one that I do at least. And he's like, yeah, so we traded. I got his junk drawer, and he got one of my sabers, which he's already upgraded, customized, and proved that I'm never quite going to be as good as he is, but I still enjoy what I do. So this is one that you've seen in recent videos that I've been working on, and straight out of the junk drawer, 2 parts added, and that completes this one as far as I'm concerned. Really makes it work. And those of you who are easily distracted will have noticed one of my dogs is here. The other one should be showing up any second now. But the other thing that got me out of the junk drawer was seeing these individual parts. And I figured, okay, this will go on top of that, and this will go with these pieces and everything else. And I ordered a couple of additional parts to complete this one. And I'm not sure what else I'm going to do with it. I mean, obviously, to me at least, I'm going to be adding black lines in there and sanding the sparkles off so it matches the rest. And I'll also be blacking out the fins so that way it just matches the entire piece. But that's not too much work required. And there's my other dog. But the surprise was this one. This was literally just all junk parts floating around loose in the box. And I took one look at all these parts. I'm like, hang on a minute. The only part that I needed to add was the connector here. The pommel is actually a 7/8 emitter end that was cut off that is now in there in the end. These are just cuttings that I evened up and cleaned up. This was another cutting of a shroud, which I altered so that way now the controls are accessible. And there are holes that screws run through, so this is perfectly secure. I'm probably going to do a rope wrap here. I'm not sure yet. This one, jury's out. Not sure what I'm going to do with it, but I'll do something with it, I'm sure. And then there's all the other parts. If I can, I'm going to try and merge these two together, and I'll have viable emitters and other parts. Not sure what I'm going to do with the others, but hey, always nice to have new bits and bobs to work with, and always fun to have an excuse to get into the shop. So there you have it. Trash, treasure, junk, or objects of art, really up to the individual.